Alrighty, well, I figured I might start it here, but it'll be a nice little video within a video. But I'm gonna do a nice little kind of ride and review after owning this thing for 2 years, and it's got 10,000, God almighty, 10,230 miles on it, as you can see on the dash. I got to fix my fuel gauge. I've got this the new fuel level sensor in, but for the 2 years I have owned this bike, it has been absolutely phenomenal, nothing but fun, and it has been I can't say enough, it's been a blast. It's been a fun, absolutely fun little 700cc bike. So after 2 years of riding it, you can't go wrong with this thing. Some people outgrow them, some people end up wanting more power. This thing is perfectly fine. I've actually re-fallen in love with the bike because I've done Throttle Punk's full intake system, which it deletes the factory airbox and it puts their own airbox, and it's basically just a big velocity stack with a massive open air filter on it. It's a big foam filter. So I've also done a 1 tooth bigger in the front sprocket, went down one in the rear, and put a 8 to 900cc 520X chain on it. And I also sent the ECU off to Team MSC in Mississippi to get this thing flashed. And boy, let me tell you, does it fix some of the drive-by-wire throttle kind of twitchiness in a certain RPM range? Kind of. It's not a full fix, but it really wakes this bike up. And I mean, it really wakes this bike up with stacking Throttle Punk's intake on it. I think I am around the ballpark of a gain about 9 to 11 horsepower, maybe 12, probably 9 or 10 at the bare minimum, to 11 or 12 actually, and probably about 8 or 9 foot-pounds of torque. So, not on top of the tune and the intake, the tune also, usually this bike redlined at like 89 to like 9,200 RPM. Now it revs out to like 10.5, I think, 10,050 maybe, somewhere in between there. I know it's 10 grand at least. This thing will fully hit redline, and dude, that really gives this thing that little bit of a boost it needed. Because there's been times where I hit redline, it's like, come on, I know you got more, I know you got more. But this tune unlocks it. They also lower the cooling fan temps, and also the on the 10,000 mile marker here, a little bit over, I haven't had any problems. The only problem I've had is the normal OEM cruise controls, the shift sensor, the spacing's wrong on it, or maybe the way it breaks in, it gets too much, too big of a gap. And so when you're going down the road, if you don't have your foot resting on the shifter to keep just a little bit of pressure from it vibrating, it'll the shifter will cancel cruise control. But other than that issue, which is really the only issue I've ever had, this thing's been a phenomenal bike. An absolute phenomenal bike, man. So the power band is very good, especially in stock form if you're doing daily commuting, you know, riding around town, commuting on it to work. That's what they're designed for. That's what the power band. It's all mid-range. It's no low end. It's no top end. It's all mid-range. But you can do with what you want with these bikes. Do as you please by any means. It's your bike. You do what you want and ride it how you want. Now, take that with a grain of salt on my end. By any means, take my stuff seriously. So, what I'm saying is, so when it comes to the riding style, do what you want with the modifications. Me and my group here well, let me rephrase that. Me and the group that I'm with, we do quite a bit of mountain riding and some other stuff and a little bit of straight line. So when I'm commuting, this thing was, the speeds I was going, little highways and stuff like that, I was sitting in 6th gear at 70, probably about 70, 75. And this thing was sitting at like 6,000 RPM before the tune. Now that I did the sprockets and the tune, you can clearly see right now we're doing, let's go ahead and get it up 70. Yeah, 4,500 RPM. This thing is just cruising. So if anybody's looking for parts on this thing, aftermarket parts when it comes to the sprockets and the side covers for the engine and stuff, the Kawasaki Z650 is what works. So I got Z650 sprockets and chain, and they make a clutch cover and some other stuff, and armor, essentially armor, that will fit on these motors because they're the exact same thing. I'm still working out and trying to find out other stuff that does work, because there's not a lot of aftermarket help with these bikes. But I've done a cage on it. I got the cage off AliExpress, throttle punks intake, Z650 chain and sprockets, rear fender delete, which was a eBay special, little $30 piece of metal that bolts up to where the factory swing arm license plate went with the turn signals, and I relocated the turn signals right beside the taillight. Other than that, I haven't done anything to this bike. If you really think about it, looks wise, there's really nothing. Oh, and exhaust system. But other than that, you really couldn't tell a lot was done to this. I haven't done anything real fancy to it or spruced it up to make it look like a show bike. I ride this thing too much, man. I put too many miles. There's some small scratches here and there. There's scuffs from the cap with the key. It's just normal bike things, man. This stuff's gonna happen. I also don't clean this thing like I should. It's a commuter. I ride it a lot. And I mean, I ride it. So does JD. JD's got the new GSX-AR. He's put, I think he said close to 4,000 miles on it already, and he just recently got that one. And I've had to say, and August 4th of this year will be 2 years. So I'm very, very close to the 2-year mark of owning this. And I plan on keeping it, unless I have the opportunity to come to my hands and I can, you know, sell it to be able to get a 1000. Because another cfmoto bike I'm looking at getting is the cfmoto 450 MT, or the 450 Ibex. I don't know. Different countries call it different things. So over here in the States, it is a 450 MT, and it looks to be a fun little bike. Basically, a big street legal dirt bike is all it is. But anyways, guys, any concerns or thoughts or questions, put them down in the description, and I will look at them when I can. But if you got a question that I didn't probably help answer on this video about this bike, just put it in the comments and I will get back to you on that when I can. But I will look at them. I do get the notifications. I do look at them. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Everybody who does, you'll have a good rest of your day. Stop recording. Stop recording.